Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be briefly looking at a go-around. So what is a go-around? A go-around is also known as a balked landing, and basically what's going to happen is you're coming in for a landing and you realize something's not working. Maybe you're not stabilized, maybe your traffic control tower calls you up and says go around, maybe your flight instructor's trying to make your life a little bit interesting that day. The good news is a go-around is a relatively straightforward process, but there's a couple of traps in it that you're going to have to kind of watch out for that could put you in a lot of danger at very low altitude and very low speed. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to pretend we're landing the plane. We'll go ahead and goof up things. Plane's already ready to land. As you can see, I got my flaps down. My airspeeds are right around 65, which is kind of the sweet spot for the Cessna. We're going to come right on down, and then we're just going to call it a go-around. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to immediately go back to full power. We're going to go ahead and pitch up, and this is the important thing. You want to milk the flaps up. You don't want to and crank them up. If you do that, like I said, you'll find yourself on the wrong side of the power curve, and the plane will not want to climb. So let's go ahead and re-unpause here, and we'll just go ahead and do my regular old landing here. Looking out the window, it looks pretty good. Yeah, we got a bit of a crosswind. Maybe this wasn't the best runway to pick, but it's perfectly fine. Everything's looking good. My speed is pretty good, and we got ourselves on a fairly stable approach here. And of course, in the real world, if things are looking this nice, you'd be like, all right, let's land the plane. One of the interesting things is my flight instructor, just to make things interesting for me one day, when we were coming in for this most glorious approach, I had my speed perfect, he announced that there was a fox on the runway. And while there was no fox on the runway, I said, oh God, and I basically went around as fast as I could, fearing that I was about to basically mow down some mama fox or something like that. The best part, though, is I made the call saying that there was a fox on the runway to everybody in the traffic pattern, so everybody started freaking out. It was pretty funny, but it turns out there was no fox. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this. So we're coming on down. We're a little high, that's all right. I'm just going to back the throttle up just a teeny tiny bit. Still holding a little high, not unusual though. And a little less throttle. There we go. Now we're perfect. Come over to the left. Yeah, we could come gliding. Everything looks pretty good. Everything looks pretty good. Pretty well stabilized. Again, one of the things that makes it go around safer is if you hold the right speed in the approach, you'll have plenty of energy available to basically get yourself out of a bad scrape if you accidentally. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I'm liking it. Pull that throttle back. I can't wait to put this thing on the ground. I've been flying for the last 6 hours. It's just, oh, this is so good. Look at that. I'm right down and go around. So we're going to apply full throttle. We're going to lift the nose up, and we're going to get right to our VX speed, which is going to be right about there. And now we're going to knock up one notch of flaps very, very gently. We're going to start picking up a little bit of speed here again. Now we're starting to hold it at that VX. We're going to get just a little tiny bit more speed here. We're going to gently milk that next notch of flaps up. Again, we're trying to stay right around it. And once we know we're safe, we're going to go ahead and nose over or zip up to our VY speed. And then we're going to go ahead and bring up that last notch of flaps. Get ourselves up to about 75, and now we're just going to go ahead and continue our climb as if nothing bad happened. And that's all there is to a go-around. Now keep in mind, the go-around, you can already have touched the ground, and you can still go around. I think they call those touch and goes. But again, sometimes that happens. If you're about to dig that front wheel into the ground, or you're in a tail dragger, and you just don't have enough room, you can always give it full power and go around again. Enjoy.